Hi everyone, it's time to Nephis and chill, and in this video I want to talk about this really weird but also really cool hybrid patch known as the Ascending Tide DLC, or Update 33. It's definitely been confusing, hectic, and actually very enjoyable for me to personally use, witness, and play with all of the new options, or old options, now available to us. This patch's hybridization affects DPS setups the most in comparison to the healing and tanking setups, as far as PvE goes anyway. After spending 2 years on the loading screens, others and I have finally gotten some preliminary testing in and discovered some things that I will share with you. First, the DPS ceiling has definitely gone up. We're still pushing the boundaries of 125k DPS, maybe 130k DPS on a couple of classes. Secondly, the DPS floor has gone up as well, but perhaps much higher than historically, which is a really good thing in my opinion. In some cases, for example, despite me not knowing what to do, how to set up for damage, and so forth, I was still breaking 100, 110k DPS and so on, when I probably shouldn't have. How DPS works this patch, for those of you wondering, is that damage skills scale off of the highest of your offensive stats. Highest. This is a very key word here, because this means if you have all 64 attribute points in the Magicka and have a higher Magicka pool than stamina, your damage scales off of your Magicka instead of stamina. But you can also have higher weapon damage than spell damage, and your weapon damage will be the determinant of the scaling. Same goes for weapon critical or spell critical. So right now, a lot of people are doing Magicka pools with higher weapon damage than weapon critical due to the scaling, or how the scaling works in this game, particularly with weapon damage and also tooltips of certain skills on certain classes. The collision of the unique stamina and Magicka DPS classes with this patch, as a result of this hybridization, means that all the former best in slot item sets such as Reliquin, Boss Mania, and other sets that may have been thought of specifically for Magicka or stamina variant is now open to everyone. This extends to class, weapon, and guild skill lines as well. Bow, unfortunately, is not in vogue, while dual wield, two-handed, and destruction staff are prioritized in forms of two-handed dual wield, double dual wield, destruction staff and destruction staff, dual wield and destruction staff, and so forth. These interesting combinations are much more than viable for all content, and yes, actually best in slot for many cases. So yes, hybrid DPS, pretty good for a lot of things. This is all made more possible by the hybridization of item sets in regards to penetration and critical value lines from previous patches, so perhaps ZOS was thinking ahead in terms of the road. Of course, while all of this opens up even more diversity, in some cases it opens up even more homogenization, which I hope will be fine-tuned with changes to class lines and other aspects of combat in the future. This is a highly open-ended patch in terms of itemization, and all of that is deeply connected and intertwined with things like raid compositions, group setups, and more, which I'll go over in a different video for the people who are needing a place to start somewhere for their guilds or teams. It is definitely a somewhat overwhelming patch, and I don't blame anyone for being overwhelmed by this patch, because as I've said previously, ESO finally culminating in hybridization will challenge how we as players used to think about a lot of things. For example, I would say while no one right now can completely agree on how to define DPS classes this patch, we can all agree that there is no longer an exact thing such as Magicka Dragon Knight or a Stamina Necromancer. Now there's just Templar DPS, Sorcerer DPS, and so on. But yeah, I am definitely enjoying this patch. How about you guys? Let me know down in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day, and see you guys next time.